Carl Bickmore here again, the CEO of SnapTech IT. In this video, we wanted to start off by talking about core values. I think a lot of us can relate to working in organizations that kind of gave lip service or didn't really believe in their core values, or just had cheesy posters on the wall that might have a few big words that pretty much anybody would use as a core value: integrity, honesty. Not to say those can't be core values, but the point is a lot of times people don't really zero in on the true meaning of a core value and how important and powerful that can be. Our reference points are peers that we've worked with, but also some great books by some great authors. I could recommend reading Patrick Lencioni's books on core values, Jim Collins or Michael Gerber, The E-Myth Revisited is a great book. These are great ways to research the concept of core values, but ultimately one of the important pieces you need to understand is the difference between a permission to play value, an aspirational value, and an actual core value. This is straight out of Patrick Lencioni's material. Aspirational values is the tough one because those are things that actually we typically as leaders want our organization to be, or we aspire to, but probably actually are not always really living that value. We just simply want to. Permission to play is simple things like honesty. Those of us that try to identify core values will oftentimes start listing things that really apply anywhere. And I think core values are oftentimes very unique, or at least a unique combination within your organization. And so we recommend that you make sure the values are core values. Now, how do we figure out core values? We went through a process of implementing the EOS system as a management system years ago, and there's an exercise we did in that where we had everybody on the leadership join. In fact, that's probably one of the biggest lessons to learn is the way we were doing it before that didn't work is I would go off into a corner and I'd write something and I'd come back and I'd tell everybody what their core values are. The reality of it is it didn't really hit home until we included the leadership team and more people in the conversation. The way the consultant we had took us through it is he had each of us think of an employee that we admire in our business that really does great work and really responds to the customers well. And we all wrote down words to describe that employee and what we think of them. And that really helped us narrow down what really are the things that we actually do by focusing on the things that are in place and that we admire. After we had the words up on the board, we did the classic keep, kill, combine, and then brought it down to 3 to 5 words. For us, it ended up being 5 core values to express it. And then from there, we put action behind it because simply listing a word just wasn't enough. For instance, one of our core values is take the initiative. That's, in my opinion, more effective way to describe what we were trying to say than just saying the word initiative as an example. So take a look at your core values, find a good way to identify actual core values, and in the part 2 of this video on core values, I'm going to talk about how you can implement it in your business to make them alive in everyday work that you're doing. All right, we'll talk to you soon.